What's up, YouTube? I'm sick and tired of this Umar stuff, and I'm pretty sure y'all are too. But this guy right here, this gentleman, self-explained, thumbs up, man. Shout out to him and his channel. Job well done. Hannibal is hungry. Hannibal is hungry. Shout out to you, your channel, man. I gave you a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. It's funny that this video came up because I just clicked on him with this dashiki on, and it says 2022 that he recorded this part. I'm still in the Philippines, y'all, and Uncle Mike about to make some things happen. At least I think I might. It all depends, man. I think some of these people that's running these channels are real legit people. They are no bull type people. And that's what I like. Don't like them bull crap people. Anyway, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out, man. Check this out.
I am tired. I have been fighting to build this school for 3 years. Not only do I have to fight racism, I gotta fight people in the city of Wilmington who sabotage.
You don't need to fight racism. You don't need to fight. That's all in your mind. You don't have to fight racism. So I'm gonna keep stopping it on all the things that's in your mind that you think. I don't have to fight racism. I don't know why you should have to. I don't have to fight it. I just ignore it and it don't come my way. You don't have to fight that.
I am tired. I have been fighting to build this school for 3 years. Not only do I have to fight racism, I gotta fight people in the city of Wilmington who sabotage what I try to do. I don't know what the city of Wilmington's problem is. I don't know why black people gotta hate on each other. I don't bother nobody. I mind my business. I'm just trying to help our people. It's not my fault I'm so popular. It's not my fault.
If people hate, let them hate. They hate on Uncle Mike, bruh. They hated on Jesus. They hate on Obama. They hate on Trump. They hate. People gonna hate. The more who out? They hate LeBron. Some people hate Michael Jordan. Some people didn't like Kobe. How can you not like Michael Jordan or Kobe? That's why they call haters, bruh. People hate Uncle Mike. And there's a lot of them that's close to me. My friends hate me.
We are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Tunde. We may have to march on Delaware to let them know that you don't treat black people like this. Because if I was white, I wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Asian, we wouldn't have been treated like this.
That's a lie.
The campus we've been working.
I bet you any amount of money, if it was a white man that owed those water bills and didn't pay I think every year that these buildings are not up to code and they have to be on a list. I'm learning as I go. These buildings are on some type of list, y'all, that means that they're not up to par. So they stay on a list, and every year you got to pay a fine or a fee to be on this list. No matter what color you are, you're going to have to pay the fine, bruh. Oh, I'm white. I don't have to pay. Yeah, right. Where's that written? Dr. Umar, you black. You have to pay. You green. You have to pay. You orange. You have to pay. You building a school. You have to pay. You building a racetrack. You have to pay. If your buildings is on the daggone property list, you have to pay.
Working on for 6.5 years. That if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August,
vacant registration fee. It's a such thing as that. Look it up.
Vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus.
Dr. Umar is now blaming racism for the fact that he can't pay his bills and the city is going to probably auction off his property. As you can see, even from 2022, he has had problems dealing with this city, just getting the basic things done that mostly everyone can do if you pay your bills and you don't sit there and spend your entire career being a digital panhandler.
This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism coming to you with a very important and unfortunate message. Brothers and sisters, as you know, last year we hosted the first annual FDMG Academy Family Festival. I want you to know that that festival almost did not take place last year. And the reason that festival almost did not take place last year, is because of a young lady, a sister.
If this, whatever you get ready to say, almost didn't take place, why are we talking about it? What? Can we move forward? I don't even know what you about to say about this sister. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. You know why? I want to hear how we're going to get this school open. Not how you're going to drag this sister through the mud. How you going to drag this sister through the mud is irrelevant. Why it almost didn't happen, but it did happen, is irrelevant. This is for you and your staff and your people to understand. This is something you and your wife should be talking about only. Not putting it out on social media. This is what your problem is. And he think he right. When I know he's wrong. That's why he's losing his school. Instead of taking time out, airing this out, you should have been down there paying them bills.
Who works in the special events office for the city of Wilmington, Delaware.
But as we react to this video, I cut out the repetition because it is mind-boggling. You know, usually when you repeat something, it's supposed to be something important. He repeats himself all the time. It's nauseating. Let's check out how he explains this racism that has plagued the school that he is trying to build, even though he didn't pay his bills. But I want to check out Umar Johnson. It says losing everything.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Happy Leo season. Please hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Brothers and sisters, this is a special FDMG announcement. We are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Ifatunde. We were supposed to get a refund within 4 days of our accounts being shut down. We still haven't got our refund. August the 5th, brothers and sisters, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat.
All right, we have to repeat that, but so I'm surprised it's still a thing with him and his school, but so obviously the school is done. So this is a school that he's been promising since Obama was in office. And now it looks like it's probably going to be auctioned by the city. But he's saying he's at war. It's not, it's auctioned because of unpaid debts. So I don't understand what he's talking about. Like, you got to pay your debts. If you don't pay your debts, the city takes over the property, right?
You notice how it seemed like all the YouTubers they're approaching this. They have more sense. It's my point I was going to make. They have way more sense than he does. But they're approaching it like, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but if the buildings are not being occupied, you have to pay this fine until you get your buildings up to standards. Because long as your buildings are not on this list, and I didn't even know nothing about this list, but I can see how you can't own a building and just have the damn thing just running around and cats and dogs having and all kinds of poop is all over the place, and it's just an eyesore for everybody else that's in the neighborhood. You can't do that. So the government, this is what the government job is, for the people, by the people. The government job is to actually hold these people accountable. Look, bro, the grass, snakes, and all kinds of stuff growing over there, and that property you own, you ain't doing shit about.
On August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this. This past weekend, without an email. This past weekend, without a letter in the mail. This past weekend, without a phone call. The city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools.
So the city did take the time to post a notice on the building. It's a legal document. It's taped to the door. And your defense is, or you're complaining that they didn't call you? I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. That's how it's supposed to work. I mean, this is the same man that's been collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars and still doesn't have a working school, no students, no certificates.
Donations, gifts.
So when the bills come due, like what are we talking about here? When do people just gonna realize, stop sending him money? Unless you find his commentary, you find the speaking engagements.
We're going to have a national Coons conference at FDMG. Yes, brothers and sisters, we have to have a national Coons conference. It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the Coon chip.
Heterosexual couples only. This is not a government-funded activity. I have the right to discriminate. Heterosexual couples only.
But to think that he's actually going to put a school together, well, how many years will show that this guy is not equipped to do any of this? And it looks like he wasn't interested in doing this. The fact that he's collected so much money and he has these debts.
Informing me that if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question? Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus? Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen? Brothers and
see, here's what the problem is. The people that are donating again, man, they know that they don't want to learn this stuff. They don't care to be educated on this stuff. Here's my little bit of money. I'm hoping you know all this stuff. I'm giving it to you, and I'm loyal. So F these people, man. I'm with you. I like what you're saying. I like you. I'm used to you now. I want to be down with you. I'm hoping you ain't lying to me. This ain't no cult. Oops, it is a cult. If you believe in all this, all you gotta do is do a little bit of research yourself. It's called Google. Google what he's saying. Google if there any type of fee for a building that's not being occupied. Whatever state you want to do. Since you know the information, go ahead and put the state in. And see what he's talking about. And then start reading. That's it. It ain't that hard. But see, we don't want to learn. We just want to take our little bit of money and give it to a person and say, yeah, I helped. Yeah. So what he's talking about doesn't really make, it's a twist. They want to take our school. Don't nobody want your buildings. They don't want your school. They don't want your buildings. They just want their money. What do they supposed to do is everybody decide not to pay. Everybody that's on that list say, F you, we ain't paying. Then what's supposed to happen? We don't know, so let's huddle up and find out. We're going to take your buildings and we're going to auction your buildings off and get our money. We don't want them. All we want is what due with the fees and the due taxes or whatever the case may be. We don't even want the rest of the money. Give that to the people who auctioned off the stuff. Man, don't play with me. What are they supposed to do? If you not paying the fees on what are they supposed to do? Mr. Doctor? What are they supposed to do, man? You tell me.
Try to sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen?
Because
brothers
you
and
didn't
sisters,
pay.
is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the city of Wilmington is trying to sell properties that we own and have been working on continuously behind our backs?
Isn't it a coincidence that all of a sudden you started telling us, soon as you knew that this bill was due and you wasn't going to pay, they gave you 2 or 3 weeks because you knew they was going to put that with rubber band and tape up. You knew they was going to put that stuff up on the door. because they sent you this stuff in the mail and you received it and you knew you weren't going to pay. So you came up with a cockadoodle story to tell us, I went to go give a friend of mine. You added that in. That wasn't even scripted. A friend of mine asked, a good buddy of mine asked me for some money, and because I haven't checked my accounts. I've been in the Philippines for over 20 days, man. I done checked my account about every other day now. I wouldn't have checked it that often, but because of this dumb fool, man, I'm over here laughing and joking. I never had an account frozen. I'm over here in the Philippines and they freeze my account, and I'd be like, what the hell? If they was to freeze my account, I would be on the next flight, and 24/7 I would be all over this account. My little bit of money. That little bit of money. What is wrong with y'all? How can y'all let this happen to you? I don't understand how this man can sit there and get on a social media platform and tell people that his account's been frozen. Nobody freezes an account unless you did something wrong. Nobody freezes an account unless Uncle Mike was called out doing something wrong. Uncle Mike about to build a nuclear bomb. Let's freeze his accounts. No, he not. Well, he done bought all this plutonium and nuon and nepton and lupton. Maybe he is trying to build a daggone nuclear bomb. Something you did wrong, boy. Tell me. But see, these people don't know no better.
We're going to sell our schools behind our backs.
But that wouldn't be possible if you paid the bills. Like if when the bills come due, you pay it. So I understand a real community leader, someone who actually would file their paperwork, follow the rules, kept their donors updated. They wouldn't be in this situation. But Dr. Umar is talking about excuses that they didn't call him when they taped a legal document to the door.
I got one for you. I got another one for you. He said they froze both of his accounts. Why in the hell do you open up a business account? Go ahead, I'll wait. You put that. Why do you open up a business account? Oh, I know why. To keep your stuff separate from the business account. That way, if something go down that you ain't had no business doing, the business can still float. Or the business that accidentally got sued and somebody got hurt on the property of the school. They suing somebody because the HVAC system crashed down and hurt somebody. So now the business, the school of Umfufu, is suing somebody, getting sued because they hurt. They got a little half a scratch on their arm. My accounts and my money is safe. Isn't that why you open separate accounts and all this stuff? I'll call y'all back, man.
I mean, at this point, auction isn't the city's first move. It's usually their last resort, and the fact that he's trying to spin this as some kind of conspiracy, you'd think that he should be apologizing for what is happening. Even when
Nobody said that. I meant to say that 5 times. When they auctioning off your buildings, that is the last result. Even if they auctioning off your townhouse that was on Rose Bay Drive. Even if they auctioning off Uncle Mike's townhouse that was on Rose Bay Drive, because it was 6-7 months of them contacting me and going back and forth to litigation before they auctioned off my house. Last result, brother.
The consequences are this public that you think eventually you have to say, you know what, I'm screwing up.
They didn't even tell us that they were going to try to sell our schools. We received no notice in the mail. We received no phone calls at all that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door handle. Somebody stole one set of notifications and sent it to the YouTubian struggle streamers. Somebody stole the Frederick Douglass High School paperwork off the front door and sent it to the struggle streamers. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion, I believe that they were going to sell the school, and they wanted to sell the school before we found out. We were not supposed to know that they were going to sell our school. Why do I say that? We were given no notification. Instead, they put a notice on the door. In a low-income neighborhood, they put a notice on the door with rubber band and masking tape.
So he's saying that the accounts are frozen, so why they're doing this? And this is a really slippery deflection that Umar is using. He wants you to believe that the reasons why the bills weren't paid, the reason why the school is facing auction is that the city or the bank somehow froze his accounts and left them helpless. But you have to ask yourself, why would a bank freeze his nonprofit accounts in the first place? And that doesn't mean just because you're too, I'm assuming he's going to put race into this. It happens when there's compliance issues like unpaid debts, tax concerns, or suspicious activity. The freezing of the funds is a symptom, not a conspiracy. This is not new. These red flags has been flying for years if you've been following any of Dr. Umar's nonsense. So if your accounts are frozen, but you're still telling people to send more money through PayPal and Venmo, that doesn't sound like someone that is locked out of the system. It sounds like someone trying to dodge oversight. If you really cared about your donors, you'd be posting screenshots or attempts to resolve the freeze. Dates, contact logs, paper trails, but instead all we got is some vague issues, and again, him getting all emotional. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I had asked the city of Wilmington if they could retroactively apply our nonprofit waiver. According to the nonprofit waiver for the city of Wilmington, if you are a nonprofit organization, they will waive your vacant property registration fees for 4 years.
That is not true. That right there is not even true. And he knows it's not true. Because it says it clear. If you are a nonprofit, it'll waive, I don't know, the filing fees, but not the yearly. If you're a nonprofit organization, you don't have to pay to have your buildings all crappy and messy yearly. No. If that's the case, everybody would start some type of nonprofit. These rich folks ain't stupid. They ain't stupid. I don't want to pay that. So here's my, I already got a nonprofit. I'm just gonna put the buildings in their name, and they ain't gotta pay no more. No, you don't have to pay the filing fee, sir, which is like $75 to start the paperwork. Hello, it says it as plain as day. It say I ain't got no receipts, don't need them. Go look them up for your damn self. That's what the problem is. Everybody get the food because don't nobody want to look shit up themselves. I know a sucker when I see one. He's a sucker. Go look it up yourself.
If they would have applied our nonprofit vacant property registration waiver, we would owe absolutely nothing.
Nope, you will owe $75 or whatever the filing fee is. I'm assuming it. I think it was $50 something or $75 or let's say $175. You owe way more than that every year. The filing fee for you, the fee for you to file, my brother, is the only thing that's, if you're a nonprofit, is waived. But them cleaning up and fixing up the daggone place for the whole 12 months of the year, you still gotta pay.
But I asked them, and they ignored my emails for 4 months.
You know, textbook Umar to try to deflect and pretend he's a victim. Taking a legitimate process and then neglecting it and then spinning the delay into some kind of victim narrative. So yes, that city does have the nonprofit fee waiver. That part is true. But what Umar is not even talking about, or he's not admitting, that you didn't follow up for 4 months. You sent an email in April and you got no reply, and that's it. You didn't escalate this. You didn't go, no appointments, no legal filing. The man is claiming to run a multi-campus institution. When his emails go unanswered, he throws his hands up and waits for magic. Like, that's not leadership, that's negligence. And even if the city had denied the waiver, he could have just had that payment. It seemed like he's just blaming the city for his mess ups. Again, you're the leader of this. You're the leader of this this school that is supposed to be built.
They ignored my phone calls for 4 months. They ignored our emails for 4 months. And instead, the first time I hear from them since April, no phone call, no email, nothing in the postal mail since April.
you have any proof that this actually happened? Did you have any proof that you actually contacted them for 4 months? You have any proof that you showed up in person? Any legal filings? Anything?
And if you did have 100% legal proof, then you got yourself a nice case, bruh. You got yourself a real nice case that you've been trying to get in touch with these people, and they neglected to take your payment. Basically, I don't want your payment. I want to auction off your buildings. Basically, that's what he's trying to say. No, we don't want your payment. We want your buildings so we can auction them off. Why? Because you're black, and we stopping you from building your school.
Thing that would show that what you're saying makes sense or actually happening. I don't see he's showing anything.
And the first thing we find out, the first time we hear from them since April, is a letter on the front door of the school.
I'm done, son.
Affixed with a rubber band and masking tape. Brothers and sisters, giving us 20 days to pay these back taxes. We already paid $30,000 for water that we don't even use. And now we got to pay another $30,000 for vacant property registration fees that we shouldn't even owe because we should have a waiver. And it gets worse, brothers and sisters. It gets worse because they are raising the vacant property registration fee. They are raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year. Brothers and sisters,
I don't know if the number's right, but every year they raise it. Every year I think it works like that. Don't quote me, y'all. Don't quote me. I think that, I don't know, the first year, if you non-vacant, it's $1,000. Then the next year, you still non-vacant, you haven't come up the code, it's not another $1,000. It's more money. Then the next year, it's more money on. It's that fee plus more. So it'll go up like 1,000. Then the next it's not 2,000. It's 3,000. Then the next it's not 6,000. It's 8,000. Yeah, it goes up. They start cracking you over your head. They want you to get your shit together, man. Can't you tell?
I want y'all to get ready for a protest. We may have to march on City Hall because of the racism. I'm going to call it what it is, racism. Discriminatory treatment. Why did we get no notification that y'all were going to sell our schools? Why did you not respond to any of our emails to retroactively apply our vacant property registration fee waiver? I knew they didn't want Dr. Umar in Wilmington. I didn't know it was this bad. I knew that the power structure, I'm not talking about the brothers and sisters in the community.
The power structure. So let's sit on that. So this man has been raising donations from around the world since 2014. He has over a decade to build this school. He has promised open dates, launched fundraising tours, sold merch, travel around, doing speeches, and now we're in 2025 and we're still talking about the fact that there's some kind of conspiracy to shut him down. Some kind of conspiracy to shut him down due to racism. Like, this is ridiculous.
But we didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. So brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fight like hell to get our money from the bank. We're going to pay off this vacant property registration fee waiver. And we might still have a protest at City Hall because this is wrong, brothers and sisters. I have emailed the mayor. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the chief of staff. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the city council president. I have gotten no response. So brothers and sisters, I'm going to meet with my team and we're going to decide if we're going to go ahead and have this protest. And it ain't going to be one. We're going to do multiple protests.
Can you show all the documents that you're talking about, emails that you were? Can you provide any proof of what you're saying? Or you just want people to go out there and protest because you effed up and you didn't get these stuff taken care of?
And we're going to invite our donors and supporters from across the state of Delaware, our donors and supporters across the United States, and our donors and supporters across the entire planet. We may have to march on Delaware to let them know that you don't treat black people like this. Because if I was white, I wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Asian, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Arab, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Jewish, we wouldn't have been treated like this.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the moment where Umar does his thing. He's getting a little emotional here. And I think he's losing the plot a little bit. So he likes to invoke race, religion, discrimination. These are the things that he does when he's either online or he's being interviewed, or he's on a podcast. The problem is that this auction notice is a legal consequence when you don't pay your fees. And he thinks that because he didn't pay these fees, there's some kind of coordinated racial attack. So if I don't pay my cell phone bill and my cell phone turns off and I can't call anyone, I guess I can blame Whitey. I mean, I don't understand. The truth of the matter is that this defense only works when you have done everything right. So if he did everything right, paid the bills, got out the waivers, got everything taken care of, and he had this notice on the door, then it'll be a problem because you followed the rules. You filed the paperwork, you managed the money, but that's not what happened here. It seemed like there's issues that he ignored. He missed filings. Obviously, there's probably delayed construction. He's still failing to open the school. But now, when the city acts on those failures, it's racism. Like, I don't understand it. It seems like it's more like emotional blackmail. I think it's insulting the very people he's trying to represent, because real black leaders don't get to hide behind excuses after a decade of delay. I have to look this up. How long does it take to actually build a school? I don't think it takes 10 years. Maybe. I don't know if it's some kind of like a college, like one of those epic campuses. I don't think it takes that long to build a school in Delaware. And the craziest thing is, apparently the city gave him 6.5 years before taking action. So if this is sabotage, it's the slowest sabotage ever attempted.
But we were treated like this because we were black. How dare you ignore us for 4 months and then put a sign on our door without even telling us that you're going to sell our properties? We not going to give in. The only thing left on the elementary school is to lay down the tile. We going to lay down this tile.
You still have to lay down the tile? You still have to lay down the tile? Again, I'll repeat this. This man has raised donations.
It's sad, man. It's sad that somebody will spit this out, what he's saying. It's sad that a person can spit something this sad out and have other people believe it. The story. I thought, man, I swear to God, I thought people were smarter than this, because I can smell when somebody lying. I thought I could be telling the truth and people be like, oh, he lying. Nah, dog. Well, maybe I'm not telling the truth a truthful way. I can clearly tell that he lying.
It's from around the world since 2014, and we're still laying down tile. You don't need a construction background to know. At least I don't. But laying down tile is a finishing touch, but it means that the core work, like the plumbing and the wiring inspection, should be already done. But again, there's still no operating classrooms. There's no students. It's just more speeches. Like he's already selling his speeches in the beginning. Like, I'm going to be here at this point. I'm going to be there. Hit PayPal, the Venmo. Just more speeches, more live streams, just more cities to travel, and more.
That's a nice sweater.
Donation links. But at one point, we all have to ask ourselves, was the goal ever to build a school, or to keep selling the dream of a school?
Amen.
You need a lot of money. And he has collected a whole lot of money.
That's it.
And then turned around and didn't file the necessary paperwork. And now the building is going to be, or the property is going to be auctioned off because he didn't get his stuff together.
We're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile.
He don't even have that. Just whatever.
And we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile. And we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. And if we have trouble getting our inspection and certificate of occupancy, we will have to march. We will have to march. We might march anyway, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We're not giving up, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We need y'all to call the mayor of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the mayor's chief of staff in Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the city council president of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the commissioner of license and inspections of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the vacant property office of Wilmington, Delaware, and demand. we will sue the city of Wilmington, Delaware for racism and discriminatory treatment. This is your brother, Dr. Umar.
All right, that's enough for you. Oh, that's pretty embarrassing. A decade of not getting anything done. Now he's going to march. He's going to protest. He's going to call the mayor out because he didn't pay his taxes. But the delusion is real. So after 20 minutes of that shouting, deflecting, and fundraising, the final minute, I think he talks about the shows he's booked. You know, he's New Orleans. He's going to be in Hattiesburg. He's going to be Alabama. So this isn't a principal with a school under threat. This is a content creator. He's like one of us. He's on tour, and he's going to probably milk the outrage. He's going to be feeding the brand where his Venmo and his Cash App and his PayPal stays fat and healthy, and just continue to say controversial things to keep the people watching. And that's what it is. I think Dr. Umar Johnson is an internet personality. He's just a commentator. He's not a school founder. He's not an administrator. He's an entertainer. He gets paid to give speeches, say some outlandish, provocative things, be funny a little bit, and collect donations from people who still believe that this school is coming. But you're not funding a school, you're funding him. And it's okay. If that's your bag and that's what you're interested in, you can do that. But let's be real, he is not doing anything of substance. He's not really going to produce change. He's just producing content. He's just like the rest of us, at least the rest of us YouTubers.
I'm going to get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.